Okay, so if you ever find yourself in Tamsui, Taiwan, there's kind of this unwritten rule you gotta follow. If you don't try the famous local snack, aje, they say the setting sun itself will actually mock you. So today, we are going to unpack the story behind this legendary dish. I mean, let's be real. That's what it looks like, right? A giant fried tofu bomb. It's stuffed with noodles, it's sealed with fish paste. It sounds a little wild, I know, but it's one of the most beloved street foods in the entire country. So what's the deal with this thing? What's its story? All right, first things first, let's solve the mystery of that name. When you hear a gay, you might think, I don't know, it was invented by some guy named Uncle Gay or something. But the real story is way more interesting, and it actually tells us a little piece of Taiwanese history. So get this, the name agay is a classic example of what you might call Taiwanese Japanese. It comes directly from the Japanese word for fried tofu pockets, abura age. See, back in the day, locals just kind of took that word, shortened the age part, and it became the friendly-sounding agay. So yeah, the name of this super complex multi-part dish literally just means fried tofu. You know, this jump from abura age to age isn't just a simple name change. It's like a linguistic fossil. It perfectly captures a moment of cultural fusion, all preserved in one delicious word. Pretty cool, right? But the name, that's just scratching the surface of the story. The origin of amage didn't come from some fancy chef in a high-end kitchen, nope. It's a story of pure, simple creativity and not wasting a thing. A true leftover-to-legend moment that really defines so much of Taiwanese food culture.
Okay, so let's hop in the time machine and go back to 1965. I want you to meet Mrs. Yang Jing Jinwen. She ran a little food stall in Tamsui, and in an era where you wasted absolutely nothing, she's looking at her unsold fried tofu at the end of the day and thinking, what a shame to throw this out. What if? What if I could stuff it with something to make it a whole new meal?
And her solution was frankly genius. She hollowed out the tofu pockets. Then she stuffed them full of glass noodles that she'd already stir-fried for extra flavor. And then, and this is the killer move, she sealed the opening with fresh fish paste to keep all that good stuff inside. She'd steam it, ladle over her special sauce, and boom, it was an instant hit. But an AGI is so much more than just the sum of its parts. To really truly understand it, you gotta think of it like a well-built house, you know, where every single component has a critical job to do. So here's the blueprint. The tofu skin, those are the walls, strong but porous. The seasoned glass noodles, that's your foundation, the tasty, hearty base of the whole thing. The fish paste on top, that's the roof, sealing it all in. And the sauce? Ah, the sauce. That's the soul of the house. Let's start with those walls. The quality of the fried tofu skin is absolutely crucial. It can't be too thin, right? Or it'll just fall apart when you stuff it. But it can't be too thick or it's a pain to chew. It has to be just right with that perfect texture that's made for soaking up every last drop of that amazing sauce. Now for the foundation. Listen, these are not just some plain boiled glass noodles. No way. They are stir-fried first with stuff like savory meat sauce and spices. So they have this incredible base flavor all on their own. Even before the sauce hits, the inside is already delicious. And then you've got the roof, that fish paste seal. I mean, Tamsui is a port town, so of course it's made from fresh local fish. And it does two things. One, it's a genius way to keep the noodles locked inside while it steams. And two, it adds this amazing, springy, chewy texture that's just the perfect contrast to the soft tofu and noodle. And finally, the soul, the sauce. Every single shop in Tamsui has its own secret recipe. But it's usually this incredible blend of sweet chili sauce, maybe some miso, and other secret spices. It's that perfect balance of sweet, savory, and just a little bit spicy that ties the whole experience together. I mean, this quote from the source material just nails it. For anyone who doesn't know, Jay Chou is this massive Mandopop superstar, and Vincent Fong is the genius lyricist who writes his biggest hits. One just isn't complete without the other. That is exactly how important the sauce is to an aski. Okay, so you know what it is, you know how it's made. But, and this is important, how do you eat it? Because believe it or not, there's an art to it. And you can spot a tourist from a local just by how they tackle their akuje. So the tourist, you can spot them a mile away. They're all cautious, they'll politely kind of nibble at a corner, trying to keep everything neat and tidy. But the local? Oh, the local knows what's up.
They dive right into the middle, breaking the whole thing open, basically opening the floodgates to let that sauce get into every single nook and cranny. It's not about being neat, it's about getting maximum flavor.
So here it is, your guide to eating like an insider. Step 1, be brave. Use your chopsticks, get in there, and tear open the top. Step 2, mix it all up. Get those noodles completely soaked in that amazing sauce. And step 3, the pro move. Pair each bite with a sip of the light, clear Tom Sui fishball soup. It's the perfect combo. You see, at the end of the day, ajin is just so much more than a really tasty and filling snack. It's a dish that really carries the history, the creativity, and the entire spirit of the town that it came from. And this quote just wraps it all up so beautifully. Aji is the perfect example of Taiwanese wisdom. It's about taking humble, everyday things, leftover tofu, some noodles, some fish paste, and through pure ingenuity and creativity, turning them into something timeless and incredibly delicious. It's a taste of Tansui's history, and really, it's heart.
So, the next time you're enjoying a local street food, whether it's an age yuli in Tom Sui or a pretzel in Philadelphia, it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What's the story that your city's favorite snack has to tell about its history, its creativity, and its people?